Let's welcome Deb Unsworth now, Assistant Commissioner, Client Account Services. Welcome, Deb.
Thank you, Tracy.
Now, you've been out and about participating in consultative forums and discussion groups with tax practitioners about a further shift into the online environment. What's new in that space?
Yes, we have. Well, working online isn't a new concept. It's something we've been supporting and encouraging tax practitioners and businesses and individuals to do for some time. Tax agents have been online using the ELS and portals on behalf of their clients for many years, but more specifically our recent discussions have been about changes for individual refunds from 1 July 2013, when most will be paid by electronic transfer directly to a nominated bank account. This means that taxpayers will need to provide their bank account details when lodging their tax returns where a refund is expected, and this will also apply to returns lodged by tax agents using ELS.
So for this coming tax time, tax practitioners should be asking their clients to bring along their bank account information with them when they're meeting with their tax practitioner.
That's right. Depending on the way their business processes are set up, it will make it easier for them to lodge if their clients bring this information with them. When making appointments with their clients, we are encouraging tax agents to remind them to not only bring the usual paperwork such as receipts, logbooks and statements, but also to bring along bank account information. Alternatively, tax agents with trust accounts could have the refund paid into that account.
And what about those practitioners who have always received cheques on behalf of their clients and passed the cheques on?
Well, we really want to ensure that this group of practitioners understand these changes early so that they can take the necessary steps to manage the change. The feedback that we're receiving from agents who operate in this way suggests that they'll be able to manage the change if they prepare for it. Of course, tax agents who operate using a trust account can still do so. They simply input their trust account details when lodging the return.
Now, what about clients who won't be eligible for a refund but in fact have to pay some tax? What's the best way for them to pay?
Once they receive their notice of assessment, the easiest way to make a payment to the ATO is by BPay or credit card. This can be done either online or over the phone, similar to paying an electricity bill, for example. There are other options available to make payments, and more information can be found on our website at ato.gov.au/how-to-pay, and how to pay is one word.
Are there other electronic initiatives that the ATO is progressing with this year, Deb?
Yes, like other government agencies, the ATO is looking to reduce its carbon footprint, and we're considering ways we can cut back on the amount of paper we produce and mail to our clients each year. One initiative we are working on to decrease the volume of paper is to stop sending paper activity statements to businesses and agents who lodge electronically. We are working with tax practitioners to understand their business processes so that we can accelerate this transition away from paper. A small group of tax practitioners have been engaged in the first instance, and we'll work closely with this group as a pilot to turn off the paper. The aim of the pilot is to provide us with an understanding of how paper activity statements are used within an agent practice, and then the feedback we receive from this process and ongoing consultations with the broader agent population will be invaluable to support them as we make this change.
What about, of course, that group who may want to continue with paper activity statements and not, in fact, transition away from the way that it's always been done?
Well, there may be exceptional circumstances where a practitioner or client will continue to need a paper activity statement. We want to understand what these are so that we can support them through the process. We expect that at the end of the day, there will only be a small numbers who cannot make the move away from paper.
The ATO is also working with tax practitioners and businesses to have all activity statements lodged electronically.
That's right, Tracy. As mentioned earlier, a key focus for us is reducing the amount of paper. So not only the paper we send out, but also the paper that we receive. We are working with agent groups through their forums and with client market segments to facilitate the move to lodging online.
I wish you well with that initiative, and thank you for joining us today.
Thanks, Tracy.
Deb Unsworth, Assistant Commissioner, Client Account Services.